crafty crew. Thank you for stopping by today. If this is your first time here, thanks. I'm glad you stumbled upon my channel. And if you'll click the subscribe button and the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when I post a new video, and leave me a comment, that will help my YouTube channel grow. And I really would appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get into the crafting. DIY number 1. I got this truck at Michael's. It was a kit that had these little things that go in the back, so it would be seasonal. It's got one for summer, spring, winter, and fall. And of course, I picked the fall one, the pumpkins, and I take the hanger off the back of the truck, and then I start to paint it. And I'm going to be painting it right now in Waverly Chalk Paint Nautical. You'll see later on that I changed the whole color of the truck to match my vehicle, which is a gray. And I think that was the mineral that I used from Waverly Chalk Paint. You'll see here that it magically turns from blue to gray. After I finish the truck, I go on to the pumpkins and I start painting those with just regular acrylic paint, and there I finish those. Now we're on to DIY number 2. I decided to change out my wreath for my door, and I had gotten these sunflowers at Hobby Lobby. Wrong, I got them at Dollar Tree, and I thought I was going to use those. I mean, I had thought about them for such a long time when they were in my stash, so I just knew this is what I wanted my wreath to look like. So I got some old burlap ribbon that I had taken off of it originally, and decided to reuse that. And so I get that all tied on and decide where I'm going to put the sunflowers. So you'll see here, I'm trying to mess with them. They got clips on the back, and I'm just trying to mess with them to see where I wanted to be. Well, I decided I didn't like anywhere, so I took those off. And I just went with the leaves that I had gotten from Dollar Tree and started putting those around, and I just really liked the simplistic way that it was looking. I also had these picks from Dollar Tree that had the pumpkins on them, so I cut those off and stuck those on there too. And I never hot glue anything on my grapevine wreath because I like to reuse it and redo it for all the seasons. So I stuck that in there, and that's it. So DIY number 3. I found this plaque at Dollar Tree and the little pumpkin, and I got these the paper from, I think, Michael's in a pack. So I trace out the shape that I need and the size that I need on the paper, and I cut it out. And I put glue, I use a glue stick on that. And I couldn't make it stick with just putting it on the paper, so I put it on the back of the cardboard, or on the front of the cardboard, I should say. And then I do some more on the paper, and it sticks down this time. And I trim it off to make it fit, put the back in. Then I take my X-Acto knife and I don't really cut it in half, but I cut the pumpkin in two and trim off the back where it sort of had left a little bit. And then I put the stem back in that part, and I took the stem back out to paint it. So I got some orange acrylic paint, which I really should have used the pumpkin Waverly chalk paint. It would have stuck better, but after I painted this a couple of times, it was okay. So I paint that all orange, and then I go in and I get some darker paint, like a burnt umber, and start to highlight, or I should say shade. Well, no, take that back. What did I do next? Oh, I'm going to paint the frame. And I had tried it with the burgundy and the yellow, and that wasn't working. So I went in with the orange again and painted the frame. I thought I was just going to leave it wood, but then I decided it just needed a little bit more pop of color. So I finish up my frame, and then I go back to the pumpkin, and I go ahead and glue that back on, or glue it on. It hadn't been on there yet. And I go ahead and that's when I decide that it needs some embellishment around it. So I had already sort of laid it out prior to this, and so I put these little sprigs that I got off some greenery or whatever at Dollar Tree, along with these berry-like things, and I glued them on the bottom part. So I get that all on, and that's when I decide I'm going to highlight and shade the pumpkin. So I take the antique wax and get a smaller brush, and then that's where I start to shade. I also put some of that antique wax down on those little berries underneath it to give them some shade, some contrast too. And then I will go in and pick up some of the yellow and hit the high spots on the pumpkin, so it makes it look like that's where the light's hitting. And I blend that all in, and there it is. All done with that. I got some rub-on transfers in the mail. I ordered them from Etsy or somewhere, and I put that on like a little banner across the top. And now this is our final reveal of all three. There's my little plaque that we just finished, and here's the wreath, and the truck I set up in the wreath. That's not where it stayed, but just for showing purposes, reveal, that's where I put it. I hope you enjoyed these as much as I did. I loved the way they all turned out. I think they're so cute, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. So remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please give me a big thumbs up. That really helps. And make a comment too if you like these. Tell me which one was your favorite. That really helps my YouTube channel to grow. Thanks a lot. Bye.